The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is Mick Shots, streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. Now, here are Bill Jones, Heckma Harrison, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
Well, so far, we have all survived cut-down day in the National Football League, but we still have a few more hours to go. In fact, it would be it's 9 o'clock on Monday morning, 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday afternoon. We'll be cut downs officially, get down to 53. So how many hours away would that be? The quick math says 30 hours away. Yeah. We are 30 hours away from cut-down day.
Brutal decisions.
I'm glad we don't really have to worry about cut-down day in this room.
we have to worry about it.
I'd be on bubble like a mug.
Everson, there's not a deadline for us. We can get a cut at 3:01 on tomorrow.
All right, from your mouth.
Or 9:10 today.
Yeah, exactly. So, or it can be October 1st. So we're day to day here on Mick Shots, and we're here 3 days this week. We're at 9 o'clock this morning. We'll be at noon on Wednesday, and I think I heard noon on Friday. And then it becomes a regular occurrence from weekdays from then on.
I detect no objections from the
Well, you didn't hear a bell ring or a noise in the back, so I don't know if that's a yay or nay. I think you skipped over Thursday.
You missed something.
Producer Supreme?
You did miss something. You guys are also on Thursday.
Oh, we are on Thursday this week?
So Wednesday is when all the podcasts start on Wednesday, and you guys go until the end of the season.
Hey.
Except on Labor Day and on travel day.
But our regular time slot will be at noon weekdays. Starting Wednesday. You'll go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. And then I'm going to give you Labor Day.
Oh,
we don't have Labor Day.
Okay. But the Cowboys are laboring.
Yes.
Okay, well, guess what? You
no
can
one else
like to,
so
but no one else
no
is.
appetite for podcasts
there's
on Labor Day.
Exactly. There's no appetite for podcasts. And then you'll go on Tuesday.
That's a good one.
And then Wednesday, Mickey and I will be on an airplane headed
That's right. We won't be on Wednesday next week.
Philadelphia.
Because of travel day.
But we will be back on Friday to talk about the game.
Okay. But it's noon o'clock is when our regular time will be.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Even if we get back about 4 in the morning.
Suck it up, Mick.
What do you mean? I've been doing that for all these years.
All right, so we got much to get to. No dilly-dallying around. Here we go. Heckma has given our run sheet.
I did.
I did.
I know that's one of those things
I
that
am
Mickey
so
appreciates.
glad we have Heckma here because this show would be off the rails.
You know what? I was thinking when I'm reading this run sheet after, and I call it a run sheet because it's after Heckma's run each morning.
Yes.
What time do you run again?
Thoughts. It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning.
And these are thoughts. These are just thoughts. These are ideas, Mick. I know you were scribbling down in your notebook
6:18 a.m.
You know what I like about it most is that it gets Everson on track.
That's right. He looking out for me, man. Y'all never did this for me.
So you prepared.
I'm prepared.
He prepares by
I'm
looking
prepared.
at Heckma's text.
Yeah.
Thank you, Heck.
I'll
You
send
believe
it for
that.
I'll send it to because I was ready on Sunday. I was just like, you know what?
Yeah, this was not something you just threw together at the last second.
No, it's not.
He had me in mind. That's all of this.
Well, he's been drilling down on it ever since the first.
You guys are making fun now. I know when I'm being making fun of.
No,
okay.
I just listened to Bill at Sunday night, and then I know what he wants to talk about.
There you go. Good move.
We had Babe Loffenberg on last night, so it was whatever Babe Loffenberg wanted to talk about. We would have had a completely different show if Babe wouldn't have been on.
He was very kind about.
I think that happens with Babe a lot.
He was very kind about telling the story of how he got cut.
Yeah, right off the bat. Yeah, cut by Jimmy Johnson. I remember I was there too in Austin. We were reminiscing about that, and anyway, all right.
Which,
thank
you
the way, anyway on that. Yeah,
that memory kicked in gear last week for me, and that's why I wrote about how important the backup quarterback position was, because Troy got hurt in end of the 90 season.
Yep.
They needed to win one more game, and Babe had to be the backup quarterback.
He had to be the starting quarterback.
He was the backup.
Right.
He had to start. They needed to win one of the last two games, and they were going to make the playoffs, and they got beat by Philadelphia. He had a horrible game. He came in, I think it was first quarter when Aikman got hurt. And they got beat then, and even if they had gone to Atlanta the final game of the season and won, they were going to make the playoffs at 8-8, and they got beat really bad. And even after that, at 7-9, had the Rams beat the Saints, they were going to make the final wild card spot at 7-9.
And the Saints won.
And they won on a walk-off field goal on Monday Night Football.
Torture.
The very
Just
end
torture.
of everything.
Just torture. So
none of this was on Heckma's run sheet, by the way.
Okay.
Sorry, I just hijacked.
Heckma has to understand this part of this show. We don't follow the script. So.
I'm already there.
So
Would
then,
Troy have played if they would have made the wild card?
if they would have had a chance to beat Philadelphia.
No, if he would have played in the wild card game.
Oh, had they
Have they made
made
it to
it?
the playoffs?
No, because he separated his shoulder.
Okay. Well,
So they weren't going to go in,
No, they weren't.
but they were going to make the playoffs after going 1-15.
Let me get to the point of what Mickey is talking about
Yes,
here. So
thank you.
Babe stuck around the next year. He goes all the way through training camp, and he got cut right at the end of training camp. Well, what did the Cowboys do at backup quarterback leading into that 1991 season now is they traded for Steve Berline.
And then the rest of the story is,
And that's
Troy
what's going on here.
hurt.
There are players that right now that are going all the way to the end of camp. Okay, now I've got a shot at making the team. Then they get called in to in this case, Schotty's office and find out that they didn't make the team. And lo and behold, a few days later, you find out here's the reason you didn't make the team. They got a trade in the works for Steve Berline.
So have you guys watched? Never mind. Go ahead.
I did.
Yes.
Never mind.
I two.
Binge watched it.
You watched.
No, only 2 episodes for me.
No, I finished.
No, only 2 episodes.
It was a great look at my life for 37 years.
You saw yourself.
Well, I lived through the whole thing.
That's a nasty mustache you had too. Man.
Yeah,
I know that
right?
thing. Don't you grow that back? Yeah, I mean, it has some little slime ball to it. Well, I love that thing.
A little porn look.
Yeah, that thing was thick, boy.
And now, if I grow it back, it has multi-colors.
You gotta live with it. You gotta live with it.
It ain't coming back.
Come on, Mick. One time, November when they do the no shave, grow it back.
He really looks sleazy with the gray in there.
When I grow a beard, if I grow a beard like when I go skiing, everything's kind of start getting white. But this stays black, and it just looks,
I like it.
just what you said
looks
about
fake.
the movies. Yes. So the bottom line was Steve Berline came in and won 5 consecutive
Yes, he
games.
did.
When they needed to win, they were 6-5, went to Washington, beat them 24-21. Berline took over early in the third quarter and led them to the victory. They won the rest of the games, finished 11-5, and won a playoff game because they had a quality backup quarterback.
That's the word. Competent.
Yes.
Competent.
I fell in love with I fell in love with Steve during that time. I wasn't necessarily a Cowboy fan, still playing, but I just enjoy how people upset the narrative about themselves. And he's one of those guys that didn't believe the narrative.
And by the way, later in his career, he played very well at Carolina, too. He was a Pro Bowl quarterback at Carolina, too. Yeah.
And he's one of those guys, man, I like those guys that buck the system. I'm not gonna believe what you tell me I am.
And he and Al Davis got into it and got in Al's doghouse and never played the 90 season because he was looking for a better contract, and Al just no, and you're in the doghouse. The Cowboys tried trading him for 3 times, That's how important they realized.
Tried trading for him.
Traded for him 3 times. And the 3rd time, Davis finally accepted the 4th-round draft choice.
When I met him, I told him how much I admire this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to because I never hardly see him. And I think it was one of the get-togethers. I just had to tell him, like, hey, man, you balled out, bro.
And they didn't have to play in 92. They win the Super Bowl, and Carolina came calling 93, and he ended up the starting quarterback. The Cowboys were going to rely on Jason Garrett until Troy got hurt. Garrett started the next game, and they acquired Bernie Kosar. And then Bernie took over and started the next game and then had to finish the NFC title game that year.
Okay, we ready to talk about the 2025 Cowboys?
Well, and now we get to the backup quarterback.
There you go. That was all to set up the backup quarterback. Who is the backup quarterback for this team?
That's an easy call.
Will Greer.
Today or
Is that what you said?
That's not what I'm saying.
That's not what you say. You're saying Joe Milton?
I say Milton.
Okay.
I say Milton. I'm sorry. I don't know.
All right, what you've seen from him, can Joe Milton do what Steve Berline did in 1991, which is win 5 straight games, or can he do what Cooper Rush did in 2022, which is go 4-1?
I saw this last game. I must admit, guys, I was pleasantly surprised with the poise that Milton showed in the game. I know it's against some backups and all of that, and we need to talk about the last preseason game. That's always a dilemma with me. Okay, you've got this guy who's got a little bit more experience than most of the guys he's playing against now. You got all the veterans on the bench, and you got him out there with these young kids. I thought he looked good, but he should have always looked good. I've been disappointed in his first 2 games, but I thought his last game, I was surprised. I'm like, man, who is this guy that's out here playing?
Well, it was
in Milton's uniform.
It was great improvement.
Great improvement.
Now, do you trust it?
That's because you're talking about the level of competition
Right.
that he played against.
And do you trust? Well, not even the level of competition because he did the right stuff, right?
He did.
He hit that opening slant, right? He made the right reads. He
The wide
threw
receivers
the ball away.
they felt good about him being in the pocket. I mean, I saw wide receivers doing things that they never did in the first 2 games.
But do you trust it?
Do you trust it?
And compared to what might be available out there. Because somebody's going to get released that's going to make you go, oh, well, maybe.
I saw a guy who, okay, we need to see you develop. He developed.
But he has 1 game of NFL experience.
Once again, you know that already when you signed him. So we understand that. But from a god-awful game 1, not much better game 2. Then all of a sudden, game 3, once again, I understand the competition, but he made the throws that were supposed to be made. He looked poised in the pocket, and I didn't see any what the hell is that kind of throw. I didn't see any of those.
He had one.
You know, he did one early in the game, and Isaiah did a great job of pointing it out, the timing of it. He needed to get the ball out on a seam route to the goal line.
Could have been a touchdown.
He patted the ball a couple of times, and then it was back at the end zone.
I think the question is,
but he didn't throw a pick.
So, do we trust it, right? And my answer from preseason, and Coach Schottenheimer did a really good job of giving him the time to take the job. But at the end of preseason, I didn't feel like he presented a good enough case to make it solid. I think, obviously going into the season now, there's probably 1A, 1B with that whole quarterback room. But I just felt like this, You mean
between Greer?
Yes, Greer and Milton. Yeah. And he did improve. He made the routine throws.
Was it enough for you?
No. And I'm saying that I did see the Falcons playing pretty vanilla defensively. So when I think of other teams and what they would throw at a quarterback of his stature, they would confuse the hell out of him. And you definitely need your running game to really support him. And those are the things that I would be looking at through the season. What would be the backup quarterback's biggest help? Because when you have a running game, that makes it easier on a young guy. Obviously it's going to make it easier on Dak too. But that's just a thing that you're going to need. And the timing, reading defenses, all of those things, I think Joe Milton shows you from a physical he has all the attributes. Damn sure has the arm, but does he have the IQ to understand when to release the ball, when to keep it, when to run, things like that?
And remember, after this week's over, he's not going to get any work with the first team offense, right? Dak's going to get all the snaps. So he is right now what he's going to be.
So development stops. It's like development stops.
Exactly.
Right.
And by the way, I'm the only one who knows this because I'm the only one who had to learn all the players that were playing in the game for the Atlanta Falcons on Friday night.
Okay.
And all the ones who played on defense for the Falcons on Friday night, almost all. I'm exaggerating. They got cut on Saturday morning. They were like the early cuts.
Did they bring him home?
They may not have. I'm not sure.
There's a bus station downtown Dallas.
So, but the point is, okay, because what you basically have in a Will Greer, and I was thinking about this, you know who Will Greer is as far as what he has done in his career? He's Chase Daniel. He put up fourth on the Heisman voting at West Virginia, great college career, and he's only started 2 games in his. Unlike Chase Daniel, he was actually a third-round draft pick. Chase Daniel was undrafted, but Daniel goes his entire 15-year career only getting on the field like the last game of the regular season. Bless his heart, and also. Kudos to him. He was able to stick around holding a clipboard for 15 years, making $35 million.
Yeah, bless his heart.
Right. So, to his benefit, he was able to do that.
Yeah.
Never got exposed. But Will Greer's kind of been like that. Now he's 30 years old, and so he, from a in between the ears standpoint, he knows what's going on, and so you have that. While you've seen Milton. You've developed him. You're in the process of developing him. You see where he is. And now as you go forth, hopefully you don't need the backup quarterback to step on the field until a meaningless 17th game of the season where you've already clinched everything. But in the meantime, you got the choice where if something did happen and you need one of them, you got the choice whether you can go with the Milton or you've got Chase Daniel or Will Greer sitting here who can drive the bus.
And that to me is the one thing that's unnerving. And when you come through the end of the preseason, everybody's talking about the backup quarterback. And the truth for us as Cowboy Nation is if you see this guy, it's – man, the dark cloud has arrived, and your whole season is probably in
But
flux.
in 2022, Cooper Rush goes 4-1, and they wind up a 12-5 season. And so you need that guy to be able to do that.
That's a great
last year, Dak goes down with the injury. Cooper goes 4-4, and they wind up going 7-10, and. If you have a better backup quarterback, maybe you win a couple more games and you're in the hunt for a playoff.
But that's a great
that wasn't a quarterback.
Right, it wasn't.
So
it wasn't.
Did you hear Jerry's answer to that on the pregame show when I asked him? Because I told him I was able to watch that episode when you traded for Berline. Does that remind you how important the backup quarterback is? And he went through this long thing.
Of course he did.
And then he basically said, but back then when I reminded him not only of Bernie Kosar, but Rodney Peete and then Wade Wilson.
Cunningham?
Right,
well, that was
came
not
later.
till 2000.
Okay.
Yeah, when he didn't want to play, by the way.
Boy, you'll never let that down.
He
Never let that down.
he pointed out, but there was no salary cap back then. So he was inferring that if you can get one at a relatively low price, then it's like takes the place of an offensive tackle, or maybe 2 offensive tackles on the salary cap. And then he said, so what would you rather have, those 2 players that you know are going to play or the one that you hope never plays? And we left it at that, laughing what he was pointing out.
Good answer.
So that's how he answered the question.
And by the way, what happened yesterday in the league, the Minnesota Vikings signed Carson Wentz who is basically the only free agent guy out there still. And the Eagles traded basically pretty similar draft compensation to the Vikings in exchange for Sam Howell. They needed to acquire a quarterback because Tanner McKee, who was their projected backup quarterback, got hurt in the last preseason game. And so they've got Sam Howell, who actually started for a full season with Washington a couple of years ago.
I don't know about you guys if you've watched a ton of preseason games, but the quarterback play was awful. You know, for everybody. I mean, it just all across the league. And there were some teams that you're just like, man, if this guy has to show up, then you know the season. And then, you know, obviously they're not playing the offensive lineman either, and they're not playing their starting running back.
And
so
lack
it's really
of reps during practice.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So it's really hard to gauge performance based off of that. But, man, overall in the league, I'm just like, man, backup quarterbacks are down.
You think it has
Except in
anything to
Atlanta.
You think it has anything to do with the 3 preseason games?
I think it has to do that you're getting your starters reps in practice because they're not playing unless you're Patrick Mahomes. You're not playing in preseason games, and so the backups aren't getting any time. The one thing about Milton is he got a ton of reps and Will Grier was getting none at training camp because they were trying to develop him, and creating as many opportunities on the field as they could.
So you want to take that $900,000 gamble? Because that's all he's going to cost against the cap. It's 9 something, but it's relatively inexpensive. If you bring in a veteran, it's not that much more for a guy in the league 4 or 5 years. So I think you got to see what's available. Because you can't dismiss all of training camp, too. Because what he did Friday night was better than anything.
And it doesn't mean you're giving up on Joe Milton at all. Yeah.
It's Trey Lance, right? They gave Trey Lance all that leeway, all that rope last year, and then he's the third quarterback, which would be fine because you're developing the guy. But if he's got to go in the day tomorrow against the Eagles defense,
no, that's that. Come on.
Right?
We saw what happened when Cooper Rush went up against Eagles. We saw what happened when Cooper Rush went up against Eagles last year.
I mean, any quarterback, any unprepared quarterback for what you're going to give. Vic Fangio would confuse oh my God, he'd have a field day.
I remember what Jimmy told Berline when he had to start that the game they won and clinched the playoff spot in '91. He told Berline, I don't care if you go 1-12 in the first half completions. Do not take a sack, because once they get one sack, and this was the year they sacked Troy 11 times early in the season, right? He goes, and then it snowballs. He said, so if you got to throw it away and don't complete any passes, I don't care.
But I think,
do not take a snap.
Mick, what you got to do is put in context how good that Eagles defense was.
It was very good.
They had some guys that would take your head off.
But the Cowboys beat them in that game 15. They left that part out of the
Kelvin Martin's punt return?
No, how important that game was. Because when they won it, they clinched, and they missed they didn't have any video of it. So I happened to be the first time on the charter because the newspaper went out of business in December when they beat the Saints, and Jerry basically told us that if we wanted to go and finish the season, we were welcome to be on the charter. So I happened to be on the plane. They didn't need fuel to fly home that night. The celebration was unbelievable.
The whiskey would have been the jet fuel.
Yeah, and they missed that part of how significant.
When I've said it before, I thought that punt return was the most important play in Jimmy Johnson's.
And you know who had the final block on it? Ike Holt.
Really?
Who was part of the Herschel Walker trade, if we go back that far. He came out of nowhere and just knocked the living daylights out of the last guy that could have tackled him.
Okay, when we come back on Mixed Shots, biggest shocker, who makes it that no one expected, position groups to watch, and comparison to years past. The hot take angle when Mick Shots continues in a moment.
There we go.
Hey.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
AT&T has a new guarantee because most things in life are not guaranteed, like getting through self-checkout by yourself.
Warning, each item must be placed in the bagging area.
Not guaranteed.
Place item in the bagging area. Place item in the bagging area.
You know what AT&T guarantees? Connectivity you depend on, deals you want, and service you deserve. Or we make it right. Terms and conditions apply. Visit att.com/guarantee for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mick Shots.
Are you a Cowboys super fan?
Yes.
The search is on for the 2025 Fan of the Year presented by Captain Morgan. Now through September 29th, nominate extraordinary NFL fans, dynamic duos, and game changers who rep the Cowboys with pride and turn every game day into an unforgettable adventure. You could be sent to Super Bowl 60. Enter to win at NFL.com/fan of the year today. That's you, Hick.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hick. That's you, baby.
We're all going to Super Bowl 60.
The Captain Morgan.
We're going to do our shows from Super Bowl 60.
I'll take it.
You know why? Because the Cowboys are going. Cowboys. That's right.
It's a hot year.
Hope springs eternal.
Yeah.
At this point.
We sound manic.
All right, Cowboys are, what's left of the team is in the building.
Yes.
Okay. Practice today at 1 o'clock. Mickey, the first portion is open to you.
Thank you.
The local media. And then the locker room open. We do not have Brian Schottenheimer with a press conference today. Things are still up in the air as far as the roster is concerned.
Don't have any, no one yet? No names yet?
You know, there was a report yesterday that about
La'el Collins.
Yeah.
Collins.
What happened to him?
They'll just put him on the practice squad probably.
Yeah. Is it for injury or just lack of good play?
Well, and he arrived late, and so it would not be a surprise at all.
That was after the Guyton. Was it after the Guyton injury?
Guyton injury. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll be checking. I have not seen anything trickling in, but I would imagine that just based on that report, that some were notified yesterday.
Yeah.
And so. And the other thing is sometimes it's a game that they play too. Sometimes you'll cut a guy early so that teams won't make a claim on that player. You may like a player, and you cut him early to try to get him through.
Hide him.
Yeah, kind of hide him because teams aren't prepared to make a waiver claim just yet because they got so many cuts they have to make, and you might be able to slide him through that way.
You got to be real slick to do that these days.
Who is that?
It used to be a lot easier to do than it is now.
Yeah.
Who is that guy? Who is the guy that you wish like you can slide through and not allow any other teams to get a look at?
Well, the first one that pops to mind for me is Trayshawn Holden.
Holden.
Yeah, wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Mick? You got a guy?
It might have to be Marfa.
Phil Marfa.
That's my guy.
Marfa?
That's my guy.
That's a city in Texas.
Marfa.
Marfa,
put an R
Texas
in there?
always has like the highest high temperature and the lowest low temperature.
That's about.
I like that.
That's like
about
Palo
20
Pinto
miles
County.
where Spags lives.
tornado.
That's right. But
Who
no,
you got?
I like the guy. The
Phil?
Marfa. Yeah, I think I'm hoping they keep him, but I don't know. I thought he looked good early in camp.
And this is the same conversation that's going on.
They're
on
having
the other side of
Yeah.
the building here.
Because where can you go? Where can you go long somewhere where you really need to go long? Right.
And then what's the demand around the league? How many other teams have a Phil Maffa or a Trayshawn Holden that they're having the same conversation about? So if other teams are if all the other teams are in the same boat you are, you might be able to get guys through.
Right.
But all it takes is one to like your guy, and now you lost him.
Nobody asked, but my guy is Houston. Okay, just gonna
James Houston.
Yeah, number 53.
Yeah.
I think he showed out in the preseason. I know he's
Jackson State.
Yeah, Jackson State guy.
Yes.
There's obviously some guys in the secondary that I love that may not get an opportunity. Number 38, Clark.
Elijah Clark. And I think him and Wanye Thomas are, when they break that whole thing down, I'm really going to be interested to see who makes it out of that room. Mm-hmm. On the flip side of that, okay, those are guys that you hope that they can retain one way or the other.
The linebackers, they have a couple of guys there that I wish they could hold on.
Well, I saw somebody cut the linebackers, and they only kept 5. I think you got to keep 6 just because of special teams. And the guys like on the edge, Buddy Johnson. Who's the other guy I was thinking of that?
You still got Damone Clark. Yeah.
No, he's on it.
He's on it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go
the only thing that would be an issue.
Darius Harris, too.
Yeah. The only thing that would be an issue on Damone Clark is his salary. And that is something that factors in. But so going into training camp, I'm thinking he needs to have a good camp because of the amount of time he has played and started in this league, his salary went up this year to like $3.5 million. And so now you've got a projected backup player making that. And so he would have been on the bubble because of that. But I think he showed out in
He showed
camp.
you enough.
Yeah.
Showed you enough.
And with just around the league, injuries happen to linebackers, and so you want as much depth as you can have there. And
get one linebacker hurt, and then who's
right?
stepping
Exactly.
in?
Now all of a sudden, a position of strength becomes a position of weakness when you.
And one of my questions coming into this Brian Schottenheimer administration was, would he make the tough cuts? The tough decision. And I'm sure right now they're probably facing that, especially in the interior defensive line.
That's just where I was headed. I want to see. Go ahead.
I'm just saying. I know that there are some decisions that they have to make internally with where to go with Mozzie Smith. Has he shown you enough? Are you at that point? Unfortunately, I think even for the left tackle and for me, Tyler Guyton was a guy that I wanted to see through camp. I wanted to see him in preseason games. I wanted to see how he performed. But do you feel like Nate Thomas in these last couple preseason games showed you enough, also backing up Awesome Richards, who I don't know how the heck this happened. And Mick, I'm sure you got the backstory to this, how Awesome Richards fell out of favor with the front office and coaches, because I thought he was the heir apparent as far as the backup was concerned. And all of a sudden now your offensive line room looks jam-packed.
I haven't talked to offensive line coach Connor Riley about it, but sometimes it can happen just because there's a coaching change. And some people like vanilla ice cream, some people like chocolate ice cream. The same thing happened with Damone Clark coming here. With Mike Zimmer last year, obviously he didn't fit with Zim, but he does more so with Eberflus maybe, and it may be with an offensive line. I'm just throwing that out there.
I appreciate that.
Well,
it could be just a change in a coach.
And not only that, they needed help at backup guard, and so they kind of slid Awesome.
He's got
into
the versatility to play either one.
Now, if he was good enough to start, but if everything was equal, I think they liked the size and strength of Nate Thomas better over Awesome, because I thought Awesome last year was He was good. I wasn't going to go awesome, but
training camp and everything.
I think he makes the team as a swing tackle guard. Nate Thomas,
and that is one of the main reasons he would make the team, because of his versatility.
And the two offensive line coaches love Nate Thomas. So, and which is another decision they have to make. When you guys started this, somebody's going to have to go on injured reserve, right? So you get two automatic guys. Mingo's going to be one of them.
One of them, yeah.
And then you got another spot. And then you may have to keep a guy that's not ready to play for 4 weeks. And I don't know where Guyton is, but I don't think he's close. I don't think the tight end Span Ford is close. So you may have to release somebody, keep those guys, and then 24 hours later put them on injured reserve, and then bring the other guy back.
And you have the other end. If Jonathan Mingo's getting one of the two injured reserved return slots, when you set the 53, you have another one of those available too, for that as well. And we need to go to break here. I'll throw out another thing that I've been thinking about: the running back position. Miles Sanders, veteran guy, not a big contract. He could be a guy that you cut now, bring back later, and
just say don't go anywhere.
And you're able to keep one of your other guys,
And if
Marfa, keep that old Marfa guy.
And if he clears waivers, you could sign him to the practice.
You can sign him to practice squad. Even if it could, and teams will do this around the league. If a veteran guy like that is on the practice squad, hit the first week of the season, it does not guarantee his salary for the entire season. Then you can.
Mickey, how many running backs you keep?
Does Lipke count?
Damn it, yeah, he does.
Well, then 4 for sure.
Yeah,
maybe 5. Depending on what I do at the tight end position.
And if you think that Lipke is also a backup tight end.
Yeah, exactly. And they've done that with Fant as a tight end fullback. Mm-hmm. So that makes him more valuable. And you got to figure out now how soon's Overshown not Overshown, I do it all the time, Schoonmaker going to get back from the concussion.
Okay.
Can he help me?
You got 2 Michigan guys, right? At tight end?
Yes.
Must be nice.
Well, if they can play.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out who the other Michigan guy is.
Wait, I'm going through.
No.
Who is he?
Well, they had. Who was the other Michigan guy?
There's not 2 Michigan guys.
There's not 2 Michigan guys?
Not at tight end.
Maybe you're thinking 2 Big Ten guys.
But either way, you got a decision.
You got 3 Big Ten guys at tight end.
Yeah.
All right, we'll figure that out, and we might even take a phone call. We might. We're going to take a
phone call. Wow.
We're going to take a vote, and we might take a phone call when we wrap up Mick Shots in just a moment.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman here. As the official pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys, you know I take cookware seriously, especially when it comes to America's team. So when the Cowboys are away, I'm putting my Yeti cast iron skillets to work to make my game day favorites for friends and family. I'm talking chicken fried steak, skillet queso, and peach cobbler. And just like the Cowboys are forever, so are these heirloom cast iron skillets. Check out the full line of skillets on Yeti.com or at a Yeti store near you.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. the originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal, writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide, because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Back to Mick Shots.
Watch party.
Okay.
Slurpee sample.
You want to know who Schottenheimer thought showed out in the game?
Okay, go for it.
So when
Wasn't
he
on my
did
rundown, but
on the conference call yesterday, he mentioned Houston, Clark, Smith,
Mike Smith,
safety,
Mike, and Elijah Clark's a safety,
right? Deuce,
Pride,
Flournoy, and Jalen Brooks, and then kind of an afterthought, he goes, "Oh, and Joe was really good."
And Joe,
and
throw him in there.
Quarterback, yeah.
No, Clark played, man. I love it. I mean, it's nasty. You know, the guy is not afraid to put his nose in there. The problem is, how's he in coverage? He's playing safety, so he's got to show more than just the ability to hit.
All right, Producer Supreme's been selling me on this.
Okay.
Can we take a phone call?
Sure, go ahead.
This is a huge fan of Mickey.
Well, then,
there's one
sure.
problem.
Well, we got
There's
well, then, sure.
There's one problem. He lives in Philly.
Is he a relative?
You have any relatives in Philly named Albert? Albert in Philly. You are the first and maybe the only caller to Mick Shots this season. Congratulations.
Thank you. I used to grill Mickey many times in Washington hotels on the travel agency in the morning of the games. Ever since, an honor to talk to you. You're one of 6 Cowboys who should be in the Ring of Honor, not the guys who are going in this year. And Heckma, welcome. My issue is this: we have the first time in a long time to revamp our safety room. I'm a huge fan of Michael Downs, and I see Izzy McQuamu as a poor man's version of Michael Downs. He brings cornerback mentality, true range, and speed and height to a position, in my opinion, we haven't taken seriously since George Teague, and it disgusts me. I would love to find a way to keep as many young safeties as I can, including Childress. He is a safety. We have to get rid of C.J. Goodwin, and how Jalen Tolbert makes this team over Brooks and Flournoy is comical to me. And Sam Williams would be gone too.
Well,
all right, Albert. We may need to continue taking calls.
He's the Heckma of call-ins.
Don't do
he has every no. Yeah, he got everything down. Organized.
You right out. Hey,
you have to just understand, we're not that organized around here. That was an organized caller. I got an organized member here.
He said he had taken safety. He had taken safety serious since George Teague.
Man, that was crazy. Yeah, man.
So I'll start backwards. The last thing you mentioned was McQuamu. They have tried him, and I don't know if this was process of elimination or showing how versatile he could be. Because at first they had him in the slot at corner. Then they had him outside at corner. And now these last week or so, they've had him at safety. So I'm not sure if they're interviewing for where he fits best.
He played the entire game.
If he can do No, he did not play.
He seemed like he played long into the.
I think it was.
He played a lot more than I expected him to play.
It was the second half.
Okay.
And he played well. I can tell you.
Well, you keep talking. I'll look that up.
I got it right here.
Well, where did you like him more, at safety or at corner?
He played 49 snaps.
That's a lot
out
of
of
snaps.
55.
That's a lot of snaps for Mukuamu in the last preseason game. And
I do not like him in the slot for sure. He's not. If it's a big nickel, like, okay, you're in the slot, you got the tight end that can get down the field, I'm fine with that.
I have to agree.
On the outside, he's not a cornerback. I'm sorry.
He's not a cornerback.
And
No,
I
not at all.
know he had the interception in the game.
Yeah, it's just by this.
But what
Hey,
else
man,
did he do in training camp?
Don't trivialize interceptions, man.
You're right.
That's the first thing you got to do. Watch out now. So hold on. So wait a minute.
Coming from Mr. Interception.
Hold on.
Don't
man.
trivialize
Don't trivialize a pig.
Did
man.
you-
Come
did you
on.
cover
I mean,
anybody?
You see that pig? Yeah, come on. But no, I have to agree with you. Big nickel is the best place for him.
Right.
He cannot play one-on-one against a good slot receiver. It's hard for any veteran to do that, much less have a young guy like him trying to do it. And his size, I think.
You know where he's going to wind up if he gets cut here? Washington.
Think so?
Yeah.
He's that guy that Quinn would use as a nickel linebacker.
The thing is, him and Nahshon Wright, they came in together, both two really big guys. Nahshon, they ended up trading, I think, to Seattle. I don't remember.
It was,
Minnesota. Okay.
Booth trade.
Okay,
Yep.
but that was that whole Pete Carroll kind of going big, with the safeties and the corner position. I love Mukuamu for his great footwork, man. He's one of those guys. He tracks well, but short spaces. He's so tall and rangy.
He's too tall.
It's like it's hard to turn on the dime and do something.
That's the comparison to Michael Downs, and so you know that you don't want him on a wide receiver. You want him on the big. You want him on the big nickel. I like him in the back. I like him in the back.
J-Ron Curse.
He can still track a ball pretty well. Just I don't want him doing it from covering a wide receiver.
Like at the line of
He
scrimmage.
he does have ball skills, which I think is important for this team.
So what was the other part of the question?
Oh,
Mukuamu was at the end, right?
Yeah.
Well, he said it was laughable that Jalen Tolbert.
Tolbert.
Yeah.
The squad.
I think with Mingo, probably, he is going on to IR. You can keep Flournoy and Brooks. Flournoy and Brooks.
Flournoy showed a lot of grit and
he did that in training
in
camp
this last game. He really showed.
So your receivers that you're keeping are CD, Pickens, Cavante, and you got Flournoy.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Brooks.
You
and
like?
I think you got to keep 6.
And then the other one I think was intriguing.
6, and then you got a 7th in Mingo being on back.
He brought up C.J. Goodwin. And you know how important C.J. Goodwin is to the special teams.
I agree.
Okay.
That part, no.
There's a reason why he didn't play the whole preseason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because they didn't
I think
like
he's
him.
extremely important to
Yes.
the team on special teams.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's not happening. Yeah.
But still, appreciate the call in. Good stuff.
But that's good thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cornerback position is going to be dependent on, okay, so they took Diggs off of Pup or off of, was Pup.
How about that, Mick?
Well,
What you think about that?
I think he's ready, but I don't know if he's ready to play. Or is he ready to play 60 snaps?
Because
You've been hard on him.
I know.
Hard on him. You hear me?
I was going to ask you, beat me to the punch.
So now is he ready to play?
That's what I'm wondering.
How much
That's
ramp?
what I'm wondering.
How much ramp up does he
So
need?
the reason that you're activating him is not necessarily for the Philadelphia game. It's so that you have him at some point during September.
Before the 4 games expire.
Because if you didn't do that, he's out for at least 4 games.
Right.
It does kind of make things a little bit more comfortable for the Cowboys as far as
At least it's trending in the right
That's
direction.
right.
Yeah, he was in your doghouse big time.
Well,
And
sure
just
he
good
was.
To, good to see him out of it.
He should have been ready for the start of training camp if he had done what he was supposed to do.
We have to bring in a call in on that one.
Cost him $500,000.
We need to have him as a guest on our.
That's what I'm talking about. There you go.
Find your way out of Mickey's doghouse, Trayvon. Come on now.
Come on the show.
Okay.
All right.
That did it for Monday.
Oh,
I got another long list I'm sending you
We're
guys.
overtime already.
We are ready, bro.
All right.
So now
you can just copy and paste.
Yeah, are we finished? Did we even finish?
Gentlemen, welcome to overtime.
No.
All right, that's overtime.
All right, we're going to take tomorrow off, and then we're going to be back Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at high noon. Here on Mick Shots. What do you say, Everson?
Go
Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?